Hello and welcome to my basement. This is your long-awaited GDT gear video. So right now I have my bag fully packed that we use on the GDT. I'm wearing my GDT clothing and I'll just kind of slowly unwrap what's going on here, and I'll tell you along the way what I did like or didn't like about the gear as I go. So to start off with, on the front here I have the water bottle that we used for filtering. So I had two of these. Salomon sponsored us with these. You just basically, you can see here, it's about 500 mils, and you just unscrew the top. You have a filter and a bottle. So all you have to do is scoop up your water, screw the top on, and away you go. And I generally would put one bottle here because I could just hike and drink, and then I put another bottle in a side pocket or in the back where it wasn't quite as accessible, but I always wanted to have some water that was super easy to drink as we went. These were super easy, super convenient bottles, really high flow. My one complaint is that I ended up puncturing 3 of these with just tiny little pinholes, and I admit I'm really hard on gear, but I also think there's a design flaw with the twisting mechanism on the filter, because if you suck it really hard, the plastic basically attaches to the filter. So I have heard that Salomon has since made improvements to the design, so just make sure you're getting the most recent design, and Salomon was really great about warrantying these afterwards. So that's my review on the Salomon filter bottles, which are super fast, super easy, but just make sure you're not springing leaks. All right, also have my bear spray pocket here. Have my phone pocket here. This is a great pocket. It works for weatherproofing. It is very, let's see if we can zoom in here, hey? So you see there, great place for your phone, keeps it safe in the rain. So that's very handy. It works for even really large phones. I'm recording on my phone right now, so obviously I don't have my phone in there. Just threw my avalanche beacon in there because it's roughly the same size. The other thing that you're not seeing on my pack is when we were hiking, I had an InReach, which I just hooked on the strap here, but I was just borrowing the InReach. So that's another thing that's not in my review. The pack I am wearing right now is the ULTRASPIRE EPIC XT pack. This is a 25-liter pack, super durable. I've had this pack for 3 years, have no holes in it, no signs of wear or tear. And I just rotate here. I have a full tent, poles, everything. Turn around so you can look. It's fairly adjustable. It's not adjustable in terms of length, but you can adjust the side straps, and you can adjust the chest straps here. We did a lot of running with this fully loaded. So if you see jumping up and down, like, it's a super solid pack. For myself, I took the removable frame out of it just to save some weight. Nicola left the frame in. Both of us had no trouble in terms of chafing, so that's really just a comfort thing for you. I also use this pack all the time for ski touring, so that is an option if that's something you're interested in. With the rest of these pockets, there are a lot of them. I just stuffed them full with tons of food. So I would always have maybe a dozen Oreos in one pocket, and then I'd have trail mix or something in the other, and a cheesy Hawkins in another, and maybe some tortilla wraps and meat sticks as well. So really accessible food, which I think is super important if you're trying to go light and fast. For my food, if it was something that could leak and make a mess, I'd put it in the heavier duty Ziploc freezer bags. Otherwise, I just put it in like the cheap little Ziplocs. All right, so from here, oh, I'll show you these other pockets. This pocket, we accessed a lot. So in it, I had little foldable disposable scissors, which have since broken, but they're just like $1 scissors you get from the dollar store. So I had those in there, and then I also had MEFIX. We used a ton of this, and this is just a bandage which you can cut to size however you'd like, and we taped up everything with the stuff. So it's super breathable. I just got it at the local pharmacy. All right, so that's MEFIX. It's a really easy bandage if you're looking for something like that. Luxury item from Walmart. TZUMI SOUNDMATES headphones. These are $20, Bluetooth headphones, and I didn't listen to a ton of music, but when I did, I was super grateful. So 100% would bring these again. And with the charging and with just doing one ear at a time, this lasts a super long time, and it's lightweight and small. So that's basically my front pockets. All right, so this is the back of my pack. See, I have my ski poles here. Yes, I did use my heavy ski poles on the trek. Nicola used carbon fiber lightweight ones. If I went back, I would use lightweight ones, but I was really paranoid about breaking my poles. And since I don't normally use poles, I figured I'd only be using them in emergency situations. So I wanted ones that would work. So that's why I have heavy duty poles. And they're really easy to come on and off. Right now, I have my powder baskets on because it's ski season, but obviously I didn't on the trail because that would be pointless. This big stretchy thing in the back here. Normally I'd have a full bag of food back here. I'm not going to talk about food too much today, so imagine this is full of food. This is an OPSAK. It's an odor-proof bag that you can get on Amazon or wherever you shop for your outdoor gear. So this is what we used for bear proofing, is these odor-proof bags. And another thing I kept back here is rope for bear hangs. So I just had the rope tied up initially, but none of us are climbers and we're not very good at wrapping up rope. So eventually we got a stick, you see that, and we just ended up wrapping the rope around the stick because otherwise it was too tangled all the time. So I'm sure you have a better system than I do, but that's what we ended up doing. Over here for cold soaking, so we ate things like couscous or oatmeal, which you'd have to add water and soak for a little bit. So I did have a container with a lid, and I just kept that in the side. Usually it would also be filled with food. All right, quick interruption there, but now I am back. I was just showing you my food cold soaking bowl. Next up, my other side pocket, I have my glasses case. So I have contact lenses. This is something I was concerned about, was should I just wear contacts or glasses, or how is that going to work? So what I ended up doing was having my glasses in this case, also having my sunglasses. These are BLIZ. We got these sponsored, but these are awesome sunglasses. We wore them all the time. And then also what I put in here, but I forgot to put for demonstration purposes, was just my contact lens solution case as well. So it all fit in the same container, which was nice. So I didn't feel like I was wasting space then. All right, so I brought lightweight flexible cup. I don't think I'd bring this in the future. I did not use it very much. But if we open up the pack here, in the top of the pack there's a first aid kit, which is super handy and easy to access. So in here I have my puffer, a lighter, bandages, fire starter, and painkillers. I also had some antibiotics, which I don't have in this demonstration, but I did have on the trail. Also in here, I have batteries for my headlamp, spare batteries, and I have Climb On. So this is just a little sample here. This is what climbers use to help with rope burn on their hands or rocks or whatever. I'm not a climber, but this stuff is awesome. So I would use it on my feet or for anti-chafing, and it's really effective. It's a much thicker cream than something like Body Glide. And lastly, I have in here my contact lens solution case, which should have been in my sunglasses case. All right, so from there, I have another OPSAK full of food. This is not my actual food, but just for demonstration purposes. Next up, I actually purchased these gloves in Jasper when I realized that it was about to get super cold. So these are Salomon gloves. They're the warmest gloves I could find in Jasper. They were not warm enough. I should have bought probably like dish gloves or something that were waterproof to put over top of these, but oh well. Live and learn, right? All right, so now we're getting down to the good stuff. Here I have my ARCTERYX jacket. We lived in our ARCTERYX Goretex jackets, so we use these mainly as bug defense, I would say. The great thing I love about this jacket is the adjustable hood, so when it was really windy, you can cinch it down really tight. Also, the sleeves, the cuffs are long enough, so I like that. And then zipper pockets, I'll give you a quick demo. Self-filming, can't fit in the screen. All right, so here we go. Basically lived in this jacket for 3 weeks. Super awesome. From there we have tights, which I also purchased in Jasper when I realized that I was about to be super cold with the wintry weather we were expecting in August. So I picked these up in the same store I got the Salomon gloves from. Should have brought 2 pairs instead of 1. Oh well. Next up we have this is a HYPERLITE stuff sack, and then inside I have my sleeping bag. So this is a THERMAREST -6 down sleeping bag. It's called the PARSEC. So this has hydrophobic down. This is a 2-pound sleeping bag. It is really puffy and warm. I was very cozy and toasty on the trail. Very happy camper. It has an extra pocket for you to keep your phone in or whatever it is that you want to keep warm overnight. And then the other thing that I love about it is it's got extra down around your feet to keep your feet nice and warm. And then the hood is super collapsible, so only your nose sticks out, and it's got a really nice down collar. So I definitely love this sleeping bag. So that worked really well. These HYPERLITE bags, they were sponsored as well. This bag wasn't sponsored, but Spry helped me out. This was given to us for free, but these bags are really awesome. So we use them to hang our food at night, and then also to stuff the sleeping bag in. 2 pairs of socks. So here's my other pair of socks. So most of the time I was wearing these socks on the trail. I wore SWIFTWICK the whole time on the trail. Thing I love about these socks, the sole of the sock is grippy so it doesn't slide on your shoe. So I didn't have any rubbing type blisters. I did get hot spots from wearing Goretex shoes, but that's a different problem. Salomon helped us out with clothing. So I brought an extra shirt. Here's a t-shirt. So we'd wear the same t-shirt the whole time and then switched about halfway through to a different t-shirt. So they got pretty smelly. That's okay. And then we generally had one long sleeve as well. So this is our other Salomon long sleeve. And if I didn't have this long sleeve, I would bring a merino wool. This is just a Costco special merino wool long sleeve. Really like these shirts. Also, I don't know if you can see, but I'm wearing Salomon shorts, and I really like these because the waistband has pockets the whole way around, and this pocket in the back can fit my phone in it. So I run in these shorts a lot. They're super comfy. So we had 2 pairs, and then we switched out with crew again halfway through. So your 1 pair of shorts gets pretty stanky, but that's okay. I brought an extra sports bra. I wouldn't do that in the future. I was concerned about I don't know, if it got cold or whatever, but you don't really even need a bra for hiking, so would not bring an extra sports bra in the future. Next piece of ARCTERYX gear, Goretex pants. I went with the full zip for the leg because I also was wanting to use these for skiing. On the belt, I can show you. So this is how the cinching mechanism works. So normally these pants fit me fine, but I lost so much weight on the trail that I had both belt loops on the smallest setting and my pants were still falling off. So I don't think that's ARCTERYX's fault. That's just life on trail. These pants were amazing. I did rip them a couple days before we finished the trail, but considering the type of terrain we were in, I'm surprised that they didn't rip sooner because it was really rough terrain. And I've since patched them, so that's awesome. Here I have down puffy vest. This is super key when it got cold. It's a great thermal layer. This is just Costco special. And all right, so I have actually the full tent with me here, but normally Nicola and I split the tent in 2, obviously. So inside my sleeping bag, or in my pack, sorry, I have the fly. The tent that we use is called the Sweet Suite by Sierra Designs, and it's a 3-person tent because we started out with Nicola, Alicia, and myself. It's really spacious for as far as 3-person tents go, and it has 2 vestibules, which is awesome, and it's only 3 pounds. So really, really good. So that's the fly. And then this is my sleeping pad. So this is also THERMAREST, which Spry helped me out with this as well. And just so I don't give you the wrong type of THERMAREST, this is the NEOAIR, and you can hear it's really crinkly, but honestly it didn't bother me after about day 1, and it was really comfy and very warm. I was never cold when I was sleeping, so that's great. So that's it for inside of the pack, and then of course on the outside here I have the rest of the tent. So this is my poles. So the poles are here, and then the pegs here, and then the rest of the tent is here. So one thing I will say is that with the amount of bushwhacking on the GDT, we realized that it really wasn't safe having the tent on the bottom of the bag like this with all the branches and stuff ripping at it. So we did wrap the tent in a garbage bag. I'd recommend maybe even using the floor footprint to protect it, or what we ended up doing was putting the tent on the side of the bag, which protected it a bit better. So that's just one side note. The GDT has a lot of bushwhacking and angry trees. All right, so now I'm into the top part of my bag. Here I have LEUKOTAPE. We used a lot of this. We even had to order more for my crew. So tons of LEUKOTAPE. This is just for blister protection mostly. When I ripped my pants, we tried to also use it to repair my pants, but it did not work to get the Goretex back together. Over here I have, so I had one of these for toothpaste, one of them for sunscreen, and then one of them for contact lens solution. These are just from Walmart. They're, I don't know, $2 or something. I have another OPSAK. For the really heavy or bigger food carries, I needed a third one. Most of the time I only had 2 bags worth of food, but sometimes I would need a third bag when we hung the food at night. I have a spoon, metal spoon because I break plastic spoons, heavy duty garbage bag for emergency purposes like wrapping a tent up, SILVA headlamp. So it's a very bright headlamp, and one thing I love about it is how small that is. Very small light. And then the back part here, so this is the USB rechargeable battery, but you can also use just AAA's. So on the trail, I didn't want to be spending time charging my headlamp, so I just used AAA's. They're also lighter and they last longer than the USB. So it's nice to have dual power source. Here is a power bank, this like no-name brand type. This is Black Web, I guess, and it is, I think it's 10,000. Good question. Yeah, 10,400 megahertz. So this will charge your phone a few times. So the things I was charging were my phone, the InReach, and my watch. And my watch only lasts for about 12 hours at a time, so it was a huge pain in the butt to charge, but it was really nice to know how long we'd been hiking for. And also in here I have charge cords, so I have like my phone charge cord and my watch charge cord and my InReach micro USB charge cord. So I think that's about it. So this pack, just to give you some stats, is 2 pounds when it doesn't have its frame in, and you're just having the basic pack. The tent is 3 pounds, sleeping bag is 2 pounds, and THERMAREST is 340 grams, so a little less than a pound. So those are like my main base weight items. We never did weigh our packs, but I think they were in the 20 to 25 pound range most of the time. And then as far as food went, I tried to target around 5,000 calories a day for what I was carrying. We did not bring a stove or fuel, and that helped to save us weight and like bulk inside of the pack, obviously. So that is something I would definitely recommend if you're going light and fast. Also, you don't want to be spending all your time cooking. You just kind of want to go. As far as logistics, we would get up usually around 5 a.m., be on the trail before 6, and then usually we would set up camp at night sometime just after 9 p.m. So we weren't generally hiking in the dark, but we did hike in the dark a couple times. We would have half an hour for lunch and then maybe 2 other 15-20 minute breaks during the day. So it was pretty steady. When we met with our crew, wherever that was, that would usually be probably an hour and a half. So those would be pretty solid breaks when that happened, and we would just eat a ton of food, recharge everything, repack everything, and that just took time. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. Thanks a lot. All right, excuse my mess. I realized I forgot to mention shoes, and I know that someone is going to ask me about shoes. So I will show you the 3 different pairs of shoes that I wore on the trail. So first pair of shoes I wore are these INOV-8 ROCLITE 275. You can see I've patched up, so I did blow out the side. These were not brand new when I started with them. These are great shoes for grip, for scrambling. I've used them a ton for scrambling. They're quite a durable shoe. One thing that I don't love about them is that they're Goretex. So for me, at least, that means that my feet overheat if I'm in them. If I'm in them for more than 12 hours on a hot day, I'm going to have hot spots. So we started out our hike with almost a week of like plus 30 temperatures. So there was a lot of heat. So I really had to manage hot spots on my feet. And if you watch my videos, you'll see some gross blisters, but did manage okay. So yeah, there's blown out on the side there. And then also I glued, so on the inside here, it also has blown out, but these shoes have a ton of wear on them. And you can see this pair as well, patched up the side. They got some life now, right? So those are the INOV-8 TERRA ULTRA. Second pair of shoes. Absolutely love these shoes. These are the INOV-8 TERRA ULTRAs. I don't know if you can see, but yes, a little bit blown out there and a little bit blown out there. Again, these weren't brand new shoes, and then I hiked, I don't know, 400 kilometers in them in pretty rough terrain, so they have quite a bit of wear and tear on them. You can see these ones also have a bit of a blowout. Not too shabby though, considering the terrain is really quite rough. So for the trail rocks, these ones I wore from the start in Waterton until Kananaskis Lakes. And these ones I wore from Kananaskis Lakes until Jasper. And then I have a newspaper in my shoes to dry them out. The last shoes I used were ICEBUG. These ones here, these are the OUTRAN shoes. So these have a lot of miles on them because I also run in them quite a bit. They have recycled rubber on the bottom, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of multicolored in addition to all the mud on the bottom. These did not get any holes in them. I didn't wear them as long as the other shoes though. I only wore them like 150 kilometers of the trail, so just Jasper until the end of Mount Robson. But as if you've done it before, you know that's not the smoothest section of trail. Anyways, it did have some wear here, but these shoes, again, I've worn a lot more than just on the GDT. So they worked quite well. Tread's still holding up. I still run in these ones. And yeah, here's the other one. Pretty similar wear. So overall, I would hike in these shoes again. Probably, definitely not the INOV-8, the Goretex ones. I'm just going to stay away from Goretex forever. But these ones, I've also done 100-mile run in them, like at Whistler Alpine Meadows. These are the shoes I raced in. They're really nice. And then these shoes I really like for long distances as well. So both of those, if you're looking for a long distance hiker that's really lightweight, I would check them out. And that's about it. I think I'm done now. Send me a message if you have any questions.